Hi, my name is Jenna, and I am the Program Assistant for TRIO Student Support Services here at Wenatchee Valley College. This video is a brief overview of navigating the TRIO website and completing our online application. To get started, you'll need to go to the Wenatchee Valley College website, which is wvc.edu. Once you're here, there are a number of different ways that you can find TRIO. First, you could go to Students and then Support Services. Here, you'll see a number of different departments that are available to assist you, and one of them is TRIO. You can also find us by typing TRIO in the search bar, and we're the top result. Finally, you can find us by going directly to our TRIO website, which is wvc.edu/TRIO. Regardless of how you get here, our website should look something like this. At the top, we have information about our program and what TRIO is. Then we have information for our current students. Finally, we have information about applying to the program, the services we offer, and more. We have a brief video here that's about 4 minutes going into the eligibility criteria for joining our program and a list of the criteria that we have here. We also have a more in-depth explanation of our services and a link to our transfer assistance page. This page provides information about transferring deadlines and the most frequently transferred to colleges. Finally, there's a link to our application information. This includes a link to our online application and a downloadable PDF. You can also find our information in the side menu bar here. We are part of the Student Support Services tab, and scrolling down to TRIO, you'll find all of our services here. So let's look at how to apply to TRIO. As I said, we have an online application, and I will go over this in a minute, but we also have a PDF. I recommend completing the online version if that's an option for you, because it's very easy to fill out all in one go, and you can complete it on a mobile device or a computer. But if you prefer a PDF, that's just fine too. You can also check out our frequently asked questions by clicking that link, and it will take you down the page to some of the most common questions we get about our application. This is at the bottom of the page we were just on. Then there's a bit more information about the application process for joining our program. First, you need to be accepted to Wenatchee Valley College. Then you'll need to complete our application. This includes a short essay and supporting documents that I will go over in a moment. After completing the application, you'll need to send your supporting documents to us. If everything goes well and looks like you might be a good fit for our program, we'll invite you to an interview to learn more about what you'd like to get out of our program and if we can assist you. And after that, if everything seems appropriate and we seem like a good fit, we'll invite you to orientation and your first appointment. So let's go ahead and get started with the online application. This website often does take a few moments to load. That's perfectly normal. So this is what our application looks like. Please note that this application cannot be saved. So once you start it, all progress will be lost if you leave without submitting. Then there's some information about the types of questions you'll be asked, which we'll go through in a moment, and a list of supporting documents that we need to officially complete your application. So these documents are required for us to determine your eligibility. We'll need a copy of your unofficial transcripts from any college you've attended. So if you are a current Wenatchee Valley College student, please send us your Wenatchee Valley College unofficial transcripts. And if you've attended any other colleges, we would like those as well. If you've never attended college before, go ahead and submit a copy of your high school transcript. If you didn't complete high school and instead got a GED, still send us an unofficial copy of your high school transcript if you can, for as many classes as you've completed. We'll also need a copy of your 2019 income tax returns. If you're considered dependent by the financial aid office, we'll instead need your parent or guardian's taxes. We do tend to get a lot of questions about what dependent versus independent means. Independent status does not mean that you live on your own or that you don't rely on your parents. It is a term that's determined by the financial aid department and the government. Typically, if you are under 24 years old and unmarried, not in the military, you are likely considered dependent. However, there are exceptions to this. If you're not sure, reach out to the financial aid department, or you can reach out to us directly and we can help you figure this out. We'll also need a copy of your Wenatchee Valley College Financial Aid Award letter. If you need help getting this, we are more than happy to assist you. And if you do not receive financial aid, please just let us know. Finally, if you're a permanent resident, we'll need a copy of your permanent resident card. So for now, you'll need to complete the application that we're about to go through. And then when you're done, send supporting documents. First, we'll ask you some personal information. This includes things such as your name, gender, and social security number. Your school ID is going to be your Wenatchee Valley College ID. We did recently switch over to CTC Link, so please provide us with your newest student ID number. If you're a new student, this shouldn't be a concern. It's whatever student ID number you've been assigned. We'll also ask for your date of birth and your mailing address. This is the address where you receive mail physically. So if you receive mail to a PO box, please put that down instead. Next, we'll ask for your phone number. And we do occasionally text our TRIO students. We don't spam you. We don't send you a bunch of unnecessary text messages, but we like to send reminders or check in with you. If you would prefer that we do not text you, please check this box here. If you leave it unchecked, then we may text you from time to time. Then we'll need your Wenatchee Valley College student email. This typically ends with @student.wvc.edu. And if you would like us to communicate with you via a different email, please provide that here, such as a Gmail account. And let us know which email address you would prefer to receive most of your communication. Note that even if you provide an alternative email and indicate that you would like most of our communication to go to that alternative email, we will still try to send important information to the email address that you indicate here. But just note that occasionally you might receive invitations and things to your student email address. Next, we'll ask if you're a US citizen. Because we do receive all of our funding from the US Department of Education, we can only at this time accept students who are US citizens or permanent residents. If you are not a US citizen or permanent resident, please reach out to us if you need assistance, and we'll try to find resources for you and get you connected with other departments that can assist you. Next, we'd like to know if English is your first language and any other languages you speak, and some other general questions, such as if you've been in foster care, if you are a veteran, or if you've ever participated in TRIO. Then we'll ask about your ethnicity. Do you identify as Hispanic or Latinx? The US Department of Education does distinguish between ethnicity and race. Because of this, even if you select that your ethnicity is Hispanic or Latinx, we will still need you to indicate one of these 5 races below. So please go through each of these races and pick yes or no whether you identify as one of them. You may select multiple if you'd like, but we are required to have at least one of these 5 races listed below. We understand that this might not be your main identification, but please try to pick the one that most closely resembles your identity. Next, we'll move on to information that will help us determine your eligibility and financial information. We'll ask if either of your parents or guardians graduated from a 4-year college. In other words, do they have a bachelor's degree? Do you have a documented disability? And if so, is it documented with Wenatchee Valley College? And are you receiving financial aid? Finally, did you file a tax return, or did your parents if you're considered dependent? This chart outlines our low-income guidelines. Please note that these guidelines are based on taxable income and not gross income. This can be confusing for some people, so please reach out if you have questions. And again, this information is based on whether you are considered a dependent or independent student. If you are considered dependent, then this would be based on your parent or guardian's tax information. So please let us know the number of people in your household, your family's taxable income for last year, whether you're independent or dependent, and your marital status. Then we'll move on to education. Do you currently have an undergraduate degree? And did you complete high school or receive a GED? Please also let us know the year that you received them. What are your educational goals? Are you looking to get a certificate, to transfer to a four-year school, just to complete your associates, or are you not sure? Check all of these that apply to you. And when do you think that you will be graduating from Wenatchee Valley College? This doesn't have to be set in stone. We're just trying to get an idea of how long you might be with us in our program. So if you were graduating this quarter, you would put spring 2021. If you have an area of study, please let us know. If you're undecided, you can indicate that as well. We also want to know what your current grade level is. Have you attended college before? If not, you would be a new student. Are you completing your first year's worth of work, which means you have less than 45 college level credits? Then you're considered a freshman. And if you have more than 45 credits that are at a college level, which means level 100 or higher, then you're considered a sophomore. And are you currently enrolled part-time or full-time? If you've ever attended any other colleges, please let us know and describe which colleges they are. Then we'll move on to the short essay section. In this area, we're just looking to get an idea of how we can help you and what your greatest needs are. This field may look small, but as you type, you'll see that it expands. So please provide us with as much information as you can, ideally at least a paragraph. The more information you provide us, the better equipped we will be to help you. Finally, we'll come down to the signature section. If you're on a tablet or mobile device, you can sign with your finger. If you're on a computer like I am now, you just click and sign. Not the most beautiful signature, but it'll work for now. And then type out your name so we know who's signing. You also need to agree to the terms. And this is verifying that this is your signature and that you agree to the things that have been said in this application. By submitting this application, you acknowledge that the information on this form is, to the best of your knowledge, accurate and true. If you have questions about the financial components or you're confused, do the best that you can and reach out to us if you have questions. Now, before you actually submit the application, you need to make sure that you've signed and submitted the signature itself. I can see that mine has been accepted because it changed and says it's now been accepted for the name that I typed in. Once everything's done, you can go ahead and submit your application. You'll see here, because I did not fill out most of the fields, it will tell me the areas I need to go back and fix. If you've successfully completed your application, you'll receive a message letting you know. After you submit your application, I will reach out to you in a couple of business days and follow up with what's needed next. In the meantime, if you'd like to speed up the process, you can go ahead and send these supporting documents to trio@wvc.edu. We'll need an unofficial copy of your transcripts, your income tax returns, or your parents if you're dependent, your financial aid award letter, and a copy of your permanent resident card if you are not a U.S. citizen. The most important of these to schedule an interview for you is going to be your tax return. We can help you with the others throughout the interview process. You can also reach out to any of us in TRIO if you have questions. You can find our information individually on our staff page, which is over on the sidebar here. This is Sandra, our director, Belen, our retention specialist, and me, our program assistant. You can email each of us directly here, or you can email all three by emailing trio@wvc.edu. I hope you found this video informative. Please reach out if you have any questions. Have a great day.